Hello YouTube. Well, look at what we got here. Clutch hydraulics. My clutch has been getting kind of soft, and I've been going through a lot of fluid. Normally on these little Nissans, it's generally the slave cylinder, which is down on the clutch itself. Well, in my case, it is the hydraulic clutch master cylinder. And yeah, that looks wet because I've had to continually refill it. Well, it had been dry. Nope, hang on just a second. Let me get my flashlight here. It had been dry, but over the last couple of weeks I've had to refill it a couple of times after I lost clutch one day. And I had started noticing, it's been raining a bit around here, so I just thought, okay, well, that's just, where the water comes off my boot and stuff. But it slowly got larger. So upon further inspection, after refilling it the second time, see if I can get where you can see this. Don't know if you can, I don't know if it's going to focus. But if you can see right up in there, that is the backside of the clutch master cylinder. And it is wet. And I don't know if this comes out or not. I'm not sure how well this focus works on this thing, and the screen is kind of small. But you can see it's visibly dripping down there. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace that, and I'm going to walk you through it in case somebody else has an issue. Okay, the first thing you're going to notice on this is that when it's installed in the firewall, which goes right here, this rod runs to the clutch pedal. Okay, what I'm going to do at this point in time is I'm going to remove the old one. Obviously, you got to get up under the dash, and there's just a pin going through here with a cotter key. So I'm going to remove that now, and then I'm going to bring the old one out. And what I'm going to do is line it up next to this, and make sure that this is adjusted to the same distance. Then I can tighten this lock nut. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now before I make sure this thing's pre-primed. According to the limited warranty, it's supposed to be a pre-filled hydraulic system, but I always like to put a little bit in, give her a couple of pumps, make sure it comes out right here, because that's just less air you got to bleed out. So I'm going to go ahead and at this point, crawl under the dash and remove that pin. Okay, what I have done, just to make it easier to get to, is I went ahead and removed my window washer, which, as you can see here, I have a bit of a leak anyway. It will leak out, and I've been wanting to pay attention to that. So now that I have it out, I will pay attention to that. And simply to take it out, you had a screw here. Had another one here and one here. It was either 3 screws or what was it I used? A 10 millimeter socket. Okay, I also pre-loosened my line here, which was a 10 millimeter open end wrench. And I have pre-loosened the 2 mounting bolts, one here and one back here. And that's also why it's dripping now. Now, I'm going to have to bleed or get the air out of this thing. That's going to take a little bit, but I wanted to pre-loosen everything so I could go ahead and pre-charge this, and hopefully I won't have that line disconnected very long. This is the pin with just a clip holding it in underneath. So now that I'm at this phase right here, I am going to go ahead and remove that, pull it through the firewall, check my distances, and reinstall it. Okay, point we're at now. We got the old one out. It was just a matter of removing the two nuts there and removing the rest of the line. I put a little bit of fluid in here, gave it a couple of pumps, but you can only pre-charge this up to this level here. Otherwise it'll leak out when you put it in, so you can't fill the reservoir. I took a measurement here and I adjusted this one. I gave it just a little extra because I've never really liked how far the clutch went to the floor on this thing. So I gave it a couple extra twists out. Now what I am ready to do is reinstall it. What I'm going to do is slide it in to the inside, and then I'm going to thread this on probably a good halfway, because I don't want to damage the threads, and being a hard line, it'll be easier to kind of start pre-threading it. Then I'll slip the master cylinder in its place, probably run those nuts down about halfway, and then I'll go back to the inside and reinstall this pin that holds it to the pedal, which I had to take a little bit of sandpaper because years of corrosion, it really didn't want to slide into this new one. But once I sanded it off slightly, slides in and out just fine. So anyway, I'm going to do that now.